Hey guys, it's Mortimer.
Mortimer? What's she,
Susie.
what's she up to?
No, I don't know. I just that. Hey guys, it's Mortimer just popped up in my head. So
All right. Let me real quick tell these people what's happening.
okay,
For whatever reason, the capture device did not capture any audio for this episode. Um, so I don't know what else to do but to just talk for 30 minutes and just grab the music from the soundtrack. I guess that's gonna have to be good enough. Oops. Yeah, we are good to
oh,
go.
I, you didn't say anything. You gotta tell me these things.
It worked out anyway.
Okay. Hi.
Hi.
I don't. I don't know what's going on.
You don't know what's going on?
I don't know what's going on.
Alright.
Uh, quite literally, unfortunately, like he just said, he's just layering sound over it. I can't see what he's doing. He just has me for commentary.
I could do screen share and then you could see the gameplay, but
That's okay.
yeah, this has happened before in the past.
Too many times.
But I ended up not using the footage.
Oh well.
I forget what game it was for. Oh yeah, it was for Prime 2. This isn't my first attempt at playing Prime 2. I think I got a couple of episodes in back in the day and then started over because there were a good 3 episodes worth of just no game audio captured. And I was like, this is unacceptable.
That's weird. Why is it doing that?
I don't think it's the game capture device. I think it was the fact that I was having to look up an FAQ, so I would go from playing the game, like I'm playing the game on the Wii U, so I have to switch from the television from Wii U over to computer. Then it's
Why
OB.
not just use your phone?
Well, my phone was on charge at that time, that day.
Oh,
But I'll switch over to Opera and like look up an FAQ and say, okay, this is where I'm supposed to go. Then I'll full screen OBS, then switch back over to the Wii U, and I think somewhere in that transaction, it
cut the audio out.
yeah, it just stops for whatever reason. I have no idea.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, but I'm gonna be careful from now on. I'm gonna make sure that that's not a thing that happens a second time.
Oh, I have to ask right quick. How PG are you wanting me to be?
You can say whatever the fuck you want.
Okay.
Just don't say the
Uh,
N word, or else I'll get kicked off YouTube.
or you get kicked out of your own YouTube channel.
No, I think they have it now to where there are a couple of words that they'll straight up delete your entire account for.
Yeah, I was referencing the uh Papa John's CEO when I said
Oh yeah,
that. Yeah.
that's unfortunate. I don't.
Both CEO and founder, and he got kicked out for saying a bad word. But anyhow, yeah, I might be going to a titty bar this weekend. I don't want to, but I accidentally made a joke, and then Daniel's like, "Yeah, I'm taking you." I'm like, no, I don't want to. I don't know how he can take me because that means he has to go too, and I would assume his wife would be like, "No."
I think with most married straight guys, that occasionally it's like, what the wife don't know won't hurt her type mentality. At least that's what culture and television and movies have taught me, that that's the way people think. So in this episode, we're going to be fighting a boss that has 2 stages. There's a larval stage. When I shoot down this bracket, I guess you call this, that's holding this cocoon up. The cocoon will fall into this acid, and out will pop this weird penis fish-looking monster. And
Okay.
yeah, and when I kick its ass, it turns into a moth kind of creature that flies around. This was a particularly hard boss fight and a particularly annoying boss fight. It did have some of the best music in the game, which is kind of what pisses me off about it not capturing the audio. I actually think I spent well over an hour on this boss fight in real time, and then was able to edit the episode down.
Don't tell them that.
They don't care. I tell them that all the time on stuff. I've been nothing but transparent this entire time, actually. I'll tell them when screw-ups happen. Alright, hang on. I'm gonna read this logbook. Scans indicate that this bioform is an infant, but aging rapidly. The creatures can ensnare targets with its tongue, drawing them into its mouth. It then covers its prey with acidic globes of biomatter to break it down for digestion. This is an exceptional bioform with both a dark and light nature. And again, if you could see this thing, and then it's shooting out these little bulbs. The hardy shredder is a favorite possession target for the ing that dwell near dark water. Dark shredders can lurk in the venomous liquid indefinitely, potentially waiting for prey. When agitated, it will emerge and begin to fly towards its foe. They are very resilient, but can be eliminated with concentrated weapon fire. Alright, that should do it for the logbooks for a moment. Yeah, I heard.
How did it get picked up? Sorry.
Oh, it doesn't matter if it does. You're good. Is he going to take you around to get done what you need to get done?
Are you fucking shitting me? So schools now want kids to also school during summer?
They're trying to cut out summer now?
Apparently, his daughter has to read books during the summer before she comes back to fucking school. Like, required, I guess.
Wonder who
That's
made
something
that
I was
decision.
waiting on him to get back with me with. Well, this is Louisiana, not Alabama.
Also, it's
Might have different.
yeah.
Might have a different. That is a state by state thing.
Okay, that's what I was thinking.
But still, like, that wouldn't surprise me if it's in Alabama as well.
Well, you know, I disagree with it at first, but after a few moments of reflection, it might actually be a good thing. If the kids are underperforming and they're not getting everything in that they need to get in through the year, then they're going to have no choice. Which
I would say that maybe they should destroy their entire school system and make a new school system.
oh, I
'Cause
completely agree.
I got through fine.
Well-
You didn't for whatever various reasons,
Yeah.
but
Well,
like, plenty of kids get through fine. So I don't understand why you want to take away a kid's childhood potentially.
well,
during,
that's
like, summer childhood.
that's
when
what I
you
was
could
gonna.
just
Yeah,
fix your shit.
I mean that summer break is important for the children.
But it could just be that's just how it's always been in Louisiana. So
Yeah.
it
Well,
might be. Come to think about it, also to your audience, I have recently moved to Louisiana, so there may be a lot of things I'm going to have to get over,
yeah, there's
like
culture shock
parishes
instead
for
of counties.
instance. I'm going to have to call them parishes because I guess that's just how it is. People live in a state and they never leave it. So most of the people here, they don't know what a county is. It's always been called a parish. So if you say county, like, what are you talking about? It's a parish. So I'll have to start saying parish, I guess, or people will either be confused or jump my case over.
Yeah. Well, too, there's I don't think you haven't been in an episode, I don't think, since we did the Ugandan Knuckles Left 4 Dead episode.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Oh, and I played that again, and I forgot to turn that off, I guess. But well, I turned it off, and for some reason the sound was still there. So I'd have zombies running at me going,
Now that would have been a sight to see. This bastard was going back to the game real quick. This son of a gun was hard, and he kind of pissed me off because Like you're
The boss, or
yeah, he's going around. Like you're on a platform, a circular platform in the middle of a pond,
oh,
and he's
he's
swimming.
going around.
He's swimming around it, yeah. And
Oh, so can he like? Is it a floating platform or is it like a pillar?
it's hard to explain. It's a
Okay.
platform. You walk off to the off the platform, you're right into water. There's no fall to it. You're not up per se, but he's swimming at the platform's length, basically, like at the same
Well, I
height.
meant like, is it floating or does it go all like the platform space go all the way down to the ground?
Oh, I wouldn't know because it's basically acid. If you get into it, you immediately start dying. So there's no I can get in the water. I think I fell off of it a few times, so I think it's just like ankle deep liquid. I think.
Oh,
But see,
okay.
he'll jump up on the platform, and his body weight will make it tilt, and he'll slide down towards him, and he sticks his tongue out to capture you, and he pulls you in with his tongue, and you have to shoot him while he's pulling you. But the thing is, when he's in the water, he's notoriously difficult to shoot. A lot of the times, the game doesn't register when you hit him, which is one of the things that made this boss fight so incredibly long. Is because Samus doesn't have a conventional gun with bullets, so she has to power up for a big shot. So you take maybe 5 seconds, 10 seconds to power up the arm cannon. Then you have to go and manually aim at this piece of crap because
I thought you could pew 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 with it too.
you can, but
That's stupid.
I'm
Yeah.
getting to the point where I'm starting to have arthritis issues in my hand. I can't really do that
So
anymore.
have what?
Arthritis,
Oh,
yeah, in my fingers, so I can't rapid fire like I used to when I was younger.
he's turning into an old man.
But this thing, screw this thing.
I'm barely a year old younger than him. The only issues I'm having are inside problems. And I'm pretty sure it's just what I'm eating and drinking.
Crap. What was I going to tell you earlier?
I
Okay.
don't know.
Oh, you would text me about the Let's Go thing with Pokemon.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I'm not happy about that. At all. None of it.
I've been trying my best to stay on top of it. I've been following a few YouTubers that hang on it on Masuda's every word, and apparently he recently did an interview, and
Yeah.
there were 4 pages worth of documents of stuff he said.
Yeah.
So I had to wait on that to be translated.
Yeah. I have always wanted them to make a 3D version of Gen 1. That's just what I wanted. I've told you this in the past.
Right.
I don't want them butchering it and turning it into some super overly casual game. I literally just want red, blue, or yellow turned into 3D.
Well,
Don't change the fucking game mechanics. Just
Yeah, well, they did though. They've turned it into a play
Yeah,
school edition of
Yeah.
Pokemon, and I don't like it either. And according to what Masuda said, he was like, "I want it to be accessible for people who are coming over from Go," and like,
who
according
do you think's coming from Go? These people have cell phones that they already have. Pokemon Go is free. You think they're going to run out and buy a $300 video gaming system to play your goddamn Pokemon game?
I highly doubt it.
No. Granted, one could argue who doesn't have a Switch, because apparently not only is everyone and their grandmother and their grandmother's dog buying one,
Well, I mean,
Nintendo is still standing by we're going to have 10 or 20 million units sold by the end of whatever. I forget what they claim.
well, from my experiences playing locally with these people in this Facebook group, the majority of them are in their late 30s, early 40s. Their kids are either late teens or already fully grown. And hang on, I gotta read this logbook entry real quick.
Okay.
The Chykka has rapidly aged to its adult form. It will attack by firing high-powered bursts of dark water at rapid speed. If frustrated, it will attempt to dive or ram you. Most of the creature's body is vulnerable to weapons fire, but scans indicate that such fire will only stun it. When stunned, however, 4 weak spots will appear. These spots are vulnerable to attack. target them to damage the enemy. So basically what you have to do here, and I didn't realize this until like 2 or 3
Just
minutes,
now.
until not 2 or 3 minutes into fighting this thing, is that once you stun him, you have to grapple beam behind him, because Samus will not physically get there in time fast enough unless you do it. Because at this point the platform has broken open, and it's 3 pieces, and they're spread out over the liquid, the purple death acid liquid.
Yeah.
And there are hovering platforms, and they all have grapple beam connectors attached. So, and he's spitting acid at you the entire time, and I took a lot of damage in this boss fight. So far in Prime 2, this is probably where I've taken the most damage, because you have to stun him with your arm cannon, and the whole time he's, shooting acid, trying to ram you. Then you have to aim just right. Then when he's stunned, you scrapple behind him. But then you have to do that seeker missile thing. Now what the seeker missile is it's a system to where she will launch 4 or 5 missiles all at once. It's like the multiple target system.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah. And it's neat, but like right here in this part of the episode, for you guys who are watching this, you'll notice that I screwed it up. So now he's already back to being unstunned, and I'm just trying my best to figure it out. I've already lost an entire peg of health because he's just non-stop spitting acid. And I keep getting knocked into that, because not only do you take damage from getting hit by the acid, but it pushes you back physically into the pool of acid. So I will say, for as agitating and as much fussing as I've done about Prime 2, these boss fights were very difficult. They didn't play around. Of course, I've heard some people say, well, you say difficult, I just say overcumbered, and overly complicated. I've heard people say that. Some people will say they're creative, some people bitch, so what can you do?
I've actually even heard that like boss fights is a console only thing. It's not really it's not very good for games via game design. But it's the only way to keep someone interested is, here's a level, here's a boss, here's a level, here's a boss.
Well, I realized something the other day when I was watching Game Grumps episodes. They were playing the original 1991 Sonic the Hedgehog, and of course Aaron sucked at it, and Dan, of course, not being a gamer per se, quote unquote, he doesn't have the information we do. So the whole time I'm sitting there, I'm laughing at their jokes, I like them, but I'm also frustrated at their lack of general knowledge. Aaron's supposed to be this, ooh, I'm a gamer, I've been gaming my entire life. He makes the same claims we do, but here he sits not knowing that Sonic also was in the arcades at the same time it was being brought to the home console. So that game was designed to be a quarter eater, just like all the shooters, just like all the fighters. That, he was bitching the whole time he was playing Sonic. He was like, yeah, it's supposed to be a game about a fast character, but you're forced to stop. You're forced to go and do all this platforming. You're forced to this, brr, brr, brr. And I'm like, yeah.
I've heard the exact same complaints from you, so...
Yeah, until I went and learned that in the arcade, it eats quarters. That was the purpose of arcade games back in the day.
So you recently learned of this, then?
Yeah, this is not something I've known for decades on end. This is something I've known since, I think...
But why keep that, though? Because it's always been like that.
Well, I mean, the game is just out. It exists. They're not going to change it. It's not...
No. I mean, just the Sonic games in general. All of them that are, like, main Sonic games are still like that. They have platforming sections that slow you down and all that good jazz.
Well, yeah, that's true, too.
Water
well,
section.
I think that's just bad programming on their behalf. I think that goes into what we're going to talk about in a moment, going back to Pokemon. It's just not knowing how to evolve, with not knowing how to let the industry evolve, or not evolving with the industry. Poor game design, aging game makers, all that culminating together. Sonic did pretty well in 2D. I have the same complaints other people do. Ooh, he's fast, but you're stopped every 2 seconds. How is I supposed to know that enemy's there? Some parts of the Sonic trilogy are downright frustrating, but I guess at this point in my life, nostalgia rules, and I'll defend them vehemently if necessary. That doesn't necessarily make them great games, but it just means that I like them and they're important and yada yada yada. But
I mean, one, I guess, could say, their skill in the memorization of a level in Sonic, and then being able to actually blaze through it.
Now, that's definitely true. At this point, muscle memory and just remembering shit of where you're supposed to be, and I got a logbook entry, hang on. This creature has recovered and energized its body with dark energy. This energy has rendered most of the creature immune to attack, including its wings. Tactical scans indicate that its egg sac is vulnerable, however. Target it to damage the creature. Yes, a lot of the boss fights in Prime 2 also have multiple stages to them, so...
Yeah, what's a boss fight without it being, you get the 50%, it's something else now.
Alright, one more.
Great.
Interaction with dark energy has mutated whatever the name of this thing is. Its offspring are now born as flyers, skipping the larval stage completely. These infants are highly protective of their parent and will streak to attack on sight. They lack their parents' durability, however, making them easy targets. In other words, it's a way to recover health and ammo mid-fight. Just kill the babies. Hiding game mechanics behind stuff. Anywho, yeah, I don't know. I don't have a problem with Sonic. It's not perfect, but it's definitely, he's gotten worse over time.
Pokemon, on the other hand.
Yeah. Now, I think with Masuda, he fits the bill perfectly over what I've been saying for a while.
Because from what I understand, it was like his call to go ahead with this Let's Go series of remaking Yellow.
Did you see the other day what he said about the music aspect of it and why he made it cartoony? Because
No, I didn't.
somebody asked him, they were like, Yokai Watch has more of a realistic look to it. The humans look like humans. And when you're walking around, you feel like you're actually in Tokyo. And why didn't you do that with Pokemon?
I would disagree with that, but okay. Looks just as cartoony.
No, not the 3DS. The new one that's coming out for consoles, apparently.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, they showed a screenshot while I was watching this.
That's an easy answer. I'm remaking a previous gen. Why would I fuck with the art style?
Well, according to him, his concern was, and I guess this is where the cultural differences will take hold, since it's Japan. Keep this in mind. Think about this from a Japanese person's perspective. He was worried that, like, what if a mom was in the kitchen and she's like looking through into the living room at her child playing the game, and she sees this cutesy, cartoony style. She can feel free to just go fold clothes, do chores, whatever. She doesn't have to worry about the kid being exposed to like Grand Theft Auto-esque gameplay. She'll see it and see that it looks innocent, and it'll relieve any fear she might have. That kind of pissed me off at the fact that we have rating systems that are supposed to... It's like these fucks who get on Twitter and bitch. I took my grandson.
The fact that, like, what do you mean looking? What? I would assume most children these days, even in Japan, have their own room, and they have all their stuff in their room.
He said this.
So, yeah, of course he would say this, but that doesn't mean that's how it actually works in Japan.
Of course not. He's another jackass that doesn't know what he's doing, apparently. I get that Nintendo is, they don't want you just throwing the word fuck around. They don't want sex and gore and violence.
Well, Masuda is specifically Game Freak, right?
Yes.
So, do you think he still has that older Nintendo mannerism stuck in him?
I do. Based on the
like,
content he produces, I really do.
Because, like, as the stuff you were just saying, that's... I can't really think of any Nintendo games that have, like, fuck or any heavy cussing, but, like, they have Bayonetta.
Yeah,
and they have, there's the Wolfenstein games. Just have to think of that. I don't know if they changed the dialogue for them or not, but I'm sure there's fucking those.
They changed the dialogue for Prime Trilogy.
That's Prime.
Yeah,
so
if you buy Metroid... If you buy Metroid Prime 3 by itself, standalone, and play it on the Wii, at one point the general of the military will say, damn. if you buy Prime Trilogy in any region, in any language, it's been removed. Just
Oh yeah, that's a Nintendo.
yeah.
I could see that, that's being
Yeah.
a Nintendo IP. But
but-
that also was a decision made before the Switch came out,
Yeah.
too.
But then, like, looking at this boss fight that we have going on here, this is very Zelda-esque. This is extremely patterned. This is extremely, like, game-making 101. And that's the thing that bothers me about people like Masuda. It's, yeah, I've played all the games you've made. I'm guilty of giving you a shit ton of money over the years. So I feel like, since I've done that, it grants me a little privilege to have a stern opinion about him. I think a lot of people are miffed about Let's Go, and according to Twitter, a lot of people are not happy about it, but it's also just to hold us over until next year. But then again, there's people like you who actually wanted a Gen 1 remake, and you don't want to just hear, well, it's there to hold me over, because I get it.
Hold me over.
Yeah, till Gen 8 next year.
Hold me as in you or me?
Both, either, everybody.
I wouldn't be holding me over. It's literally what I want.
That's what I was saying. Like with you, it's actually what you want. You want a Gen 1 game. Most people want Gen 8 at this point.
No, that's true, I guess. Or a Gen 4 remake, because that's what we're due for, one or the other.
Mm-hmm.
But instead we're not going to make director's cuts, and then they just black and white to Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon.
They lied.
Sacks of movie.
But as far as I'm concerned, and people don't come at me with razor blades and lemon juice. I just don't think that the Japanese understand game making anymore. And I understand that could be considered a very retarded and controversial comment, seeing as how
I
they
think it's just retarded because
basically
what do you mean the
invented it.
Japanese?
Masuda.
All you see are just Nintendo. Old people, yeah, sure, but not every Japanese developer is old people.
I've been
You can say the same as for any European or American or I was about to say African, but I don't know if there's any African game developers.
I sincerely doubt it. I don't know. We'll just stick to Masuda then. I don't think he's with it. I don't think he's making smart decisions. I'll buy Let's Go, I'll play Let's Go, and I'll probably really enjoy it. But at the same time, I'm one person. And I'm pretty sure that I'll be, in the minority with that. Most people are not happy about it. And I agree. I don't like the fact that it's Go-style catching mechanics. I don't like the fact that it's forcing you to play as these children. I don't like the fact that you have to have Pikachu and Eevee, which you can't evolve.
I mean, you played as kids and
yeah, and what did Masuda say about people who were bitch? You remember there was a short period of time where people were bitching when Oris came out, Ultra Sun, or not Ultra Sun, Alpha Sapphire and Omega Ruby. People were bitching. They were like, "Why can't we customize our character? Why can't we change clothes?" And he's like, "Well, since it's a remake, you're playing through the story of these existing characters. As with X and Y, you could change your skin color, your clothes, your hair."
Yeah, but in X and Y, you were also a nobody, so...
Yeah, it was X and Y is where they started the default random avatar system of playing. Up until then, they were actual characters with names. And you were playing as that person, not as yourself, technically.
So you're thinking that to avoid that, we can't customize, they're allowing that. It's basically like a remake, but in an alternate universe bullshit excuse they would probably try to use.
I'm definitely sure because somebody said that Red and Blue are in the game, but they won't say how they're in the game. And I think that may have been Masuda himself that said that. And when it was first announced, I thought he was going to make a bold choice with it, and that Red and Blue were going to be adults, and that like 20 years had passed. Yeah, that's not the case.
I hate to interrupt you, but I gotta use the bathroom.
Okay.
I gotta use the bathroom. I'll be back in a day. Get right back.
All right, while he's doing that, I'll take a moment to talk about this boss fight that's happening here. And you see what I'm saying about this boss fight taking a whole 30-minute episode just to cut through. And I've been sitting on this episode for a little over a week. I recorded this gameplay footage well over a week ago. And I kept thinking, how am I going to salvage this? How am I going to make this interesting? You know, who's going to watch? So I did my best to come up with an idea, and thankfully my friend was kind enough to come on and help. And hopefully we can get through this nasty chapter. At least the boss is defeated. We get a new visor out of this. I keep doing all this bitching about how Prime 2 isn't too spectacular, but at the same time I need to finish it so that we can move on to better games. Yeah, Dark Visor. I mean, I totally get what they were going for with this game. It's just really hard. Target has been... And I don't know how to pronounce his name. I was recording some No Man's Sky episode yesterday or the day before with my friend, a different friend. And he got a good chuckle out of me because I was mispronouncing things. I have a bad time with that. I'm not exactly spot on when it comes to stuff like that. So, oops, oops. No, it looks like we're still doing pretty well here. Alright. The Dark Visor lets you see hidden things, like these platforms. What were we talking about? Oh yeah, Pokemon. Yeah, I mean, I just feel like a lot of these developers are aging. They don't understand what the market is demanding, so they don't know what to make, and they make it and everybody pitches a fit. You never can cater to everyone. I mean, look at what's happening with Smash Brothers. If you take out a few characters for whatever reason, people have a hernia. If you add characters, you know, people have a hernia. I did. Like, I don't think Cloud should be part of it. I think that's completely stupid. As well as I think there are too many sword characters, but my friends disagree with me. So, like, I think I'm the only one in my friend circle who thinks there are too many sword characters. But I would like a red and blue remake that's epic. And with it, you know, you can age. Maybe they're adults already. Maybe you make a 20-year later story. I mean, there were 3 years in between Kanto and Johto stories anyway. You know, red and blue and yellow, and then gold and silver and crystal. So, I don't know. I don't know. I feel like we should have known that Nintendo would try to grab the Pokemon Go players. I don't know why that didn't dawn on me that would be a tactical move on their behalf. One that'll probably fail. I'm pretty sure that that'll be a fruitless effort at this point. Energy transfer complete. Return to the energy to its temple on either. Oh, it's been a long journey already in this game. We've finished 2 temples. And we're moving on to the 3rd, and it feels like we've been playing Metroid Prime 2 for an eternity. But yeah, we're gonna play Let's Go Pikachu here on this channel. I mean, I'm gonna do a whole playthrough of it, and then I don't know what comes after that because we get another Switch in Pokemon game next year. And Masuda said that it would be more like the games that we're used to. So, if they do start producing 2 series, one for casual, one for hardcore, that'll be fascinating. Because I've felt like for a long time they should have added a difficulty setting to the series. Maybe when the game starts, have it ask you if you're a veteran or new. That way, we don't have to sit through a tutorial for the umpteenth hundredth time. You know what I mean? It's just stupid. Now, I'm not particularly accustomed to Japanese storytelling, so that's something I'm going to have to get used to. Since Pokemon has started telling stories now, I think Black and White was the first super heavy laden story that they attempted to do. And I loved Black and White. I don't know how everybody in my friend circle feels, but for me, Black and White was really good. I really enjoyed it, especially the ending. I think we're gonna have to play Black and White on this channel. We'll have to. Oh, I hate these things. These Dark Hunter, whatever the hell these things are called. Alright, save station. Alright, I think we're gonna wrap it up here with the save station. I'll see you guys in the next episode.